Hello everyone, I'm Jack Fisher and welcome to my world. And when it comes to Christmas specials, we all have our favorites and preferences. There are certainly the classics a la Charlie Brown, It's a Wonderful Life, and Die Hard. There are also the many TV shows that have Christmas-themed episodes. Some are certainly more memorable than others, and most are fun but forgettable. But the general holiday themes are still there, and they're plenty enjoyable in their own right. The same applies to comic books. Every now and then, the major publishers will give us a few issues or a miniseries that acts as a Christmas special. It doesn't happen every year, and most are fairly standard. They just offer simple, feel-good holiday stories with your standard holiday themes, just with some of your favorite comic book characters. But a few do stand out, and in the spirit of the holiday season, I'd like to share with you one of my personal favorites. Fair warning though, this particular comic involves Deadpool. So yeah, expect this Christmas special to be wildly inappropriate for children and even some adults. The comic itself is Deadpool number 7 from the 2018 Deadpool solo series. Written by Scotty Young with art by Nick Klein, I assure you this is not your typical holiday spectacle. Nothing with Deadpool ever is typical, or coherent, or sane, or any number of family-friendly terms. But at the same time, the story that unfolds in this comic actually makes for a great overall Christmas story. Yeah, it's still vulgar, yeah, it's still obscene, yeah, it's still violent, over the top, and bloody, as things with Deadpool tend to be, and yet it still finds a way to stand out in ways that you won't get with any other holiday special. The premise of the story is as absurd as you would expect of a Deadpool comic. It's Christmas morning, and naturally, many eager kids are excited to run downstairs and open their presents. But this time, much to their horror, there are no presents. There's absolutely nothing under the Christmas tree. Santa Claus just didn't come this year. For most kids, this would be a sad, traumatic moment in their lives. But in this case, the kids take a much more proactive approach. Using some rather creative fundraising methods, a group of kids band together to hire Deadpool for a very specific mission: to kill Santa Claus. Also, quick side note, Santa Claus does exist in the Marvel Universe. That is established canon. But you don't really need to know the messy background here, and for this particular comic, it's best to not overthink it. Despite some initial reservations, Deadpool does agree to take the job. So he travels to the North Pole to do what he does best: kill for money and make dirty jokes. But when he arrives at his destination, he finds that Santa and his workshop are in a pretty rough state. There are no toys, elves, or reindeer, and everything is empty and sad. And before Deadpool can find out why, there's a violent clash with Mrs. Claus. Yeah, she exists in the Marvel Universe too. Again, don't overthink it. But after this brief clash, Deadpool does eventually get to an embittered, undersized Santa Claus getting drunk. Naturally, another fight ensues, and it is as violent as you'd come to expect with Deadpool. And while Santa does put up a decent fight, Deadpool still gains the upper hand, and he soon finds himself in a position to finish the job. But he can't. He just can't. Deadpool might be a degenerate, unstable mercenary, but even he can't bring himself to murder Santa Claus. But in not finishing his mission, he also learns what happened and why those kids from earlier didn't get any presents. It wasn't because everyone was naughty. It was all because of one evil elf and an insanely evil corporation with an obscene arsenal of resources. The elf's name is Tinsel, but Roxxon is the major catalyst here. And for those of you who don't regularly keep up with Marvel lore, Roxxon isn't just your typical evil fictional corporation. Trust me when I say that these guys collectively raise the bar for all evil corporations. Hell, they'd give the Umbrella Corporation from Resident Evil a run for their money. It really is impossible to recount the sheer breadth of how bad they are. Just know that if they could turn a profit by feeding plutonium to terminally ill orphans, they'd do it without a second thought. So, of course, they would employ Tinsel to turn Santa's elves against him. It started as the elves just wanting to make more money for their efforts, but it ended with them becoming sweatshop labor for Roxxon. Trust me, it's as bad as you'd expect. And Deadpool, who rarely passes up an opportunity to inflict righteous, gratuitous violence, decides to team up with Santa Claus to attack Roxxon, free the elves, and save Christmas. Again, it gets bloody, it gets violent, and it gets plenty vulgar as well. But that's exactly what you would want in any Deadpool story, including holiday-themed stories. And violence aside, the end result is both satisfying and festive. I won't spoil all the wondrously violent details. I'll just say that it makes for a simple, concise resolution that you'd want in any Christmas special. There's nothing elaborate or philosophical at work here. This isn't the kind of story that's meant to deconstruct or denigrate the holidays in any way. This is just Deadpool being Deadpool, and in this case, doing so just happens to give him a chance to save Christmas, get paid, and be the foul-mouthed degenerate that we all know and love. And seriously, what more could you want from a Christmas-themed comic book? Or a Christmas special in general? Granted, this one is crude, bloody, and a lot more vulgar, but at the same time, there are plenty of other specials full of those classic holiday feels, including plenty of comics. But Deadpool number 7 offers us something different, unique, and unapologetically fun. It's not just a quality Christmas special, it's a solid Deadpool comic overall. It both celebrates the holiday season and everything we love about the regenerating degenerate. And if that doesn't boost your Christmas spirit, then you're just being difficult. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for joining me in my world. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, take care and stay safe.